I'm going to read to you a few short ghost stories cited from hauntedrooms.co.uk because we always give credit where credit is due. Now comes the time where I want you to sit back, perhaps put a blanket around you, turn the lights down, and listen and become part of the stories. Hope you make it back. When I think about telling ghost stories, I think about sitting around a campfire, roasting marshmallows, telling spooky tales with a torch under my chin before retiring to my tent for the night. Despite the fact that it isn't an activity I've ever taken part in, ever, it just feels like the perfect way to share a scary story, especially with the sounds of the forest rustling around you and the stars overhead. Well, even with the sounds of the forest, if you're not in the forest, telling short ghost stories is a brilliant way to pass the time. So we rounded up some of the very best ghost stories for adults from around the internet that are sure to give you a fright. Now pass the marshmallows. The first short story is called The Puppy in the Basement, found on Reddit. Super creepy. Mommy told me never to go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It kind of sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy, so I opened the basement door and tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see a puppy, and then Mommy yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mommy had never yelled at me before, and it made me sad, and I cried. Then Mommy told me to never, ever go into the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel better, so I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making noises like a puppy, or why he had no hands or feet. Think about that one, everybody. Let us know your thoughts in the comments about how you would feel in that situation. The next short story is called Nun Chucks. Michelle Froelich had a strange experience with her 2-year-old daughter and submitted this to Movie Pilot. When my daughter was 2, I found her twirling paper towel tubes tied with twine in the air. I asked her what she was doing. She said she was practicing her Nun Chucks. I was very confused as she had no way of knowing what they were. I asked her what she meant, and she said that Adam had told her how to make them and showed her each night how to use them. She went on to say that Adam told her to practice because she may need to know how to defend herself someday. I almost freaked out, but asked her what Adam looked like. She said he was tall, blonde, and had blue eyes. She said, "Mommy, you know how he looks. You know him. He died of a headache." I had to leave the room. You see, 4 months before she was born, my tall, blonde, blue-eyed martial arts pro friend had died of a brain aneurysm at the age of 27. She has not spoken of him since that day, so I'm not sure if I scared her with my reaction or if she had completed her lessons. Wow. That one can send a chill up anybody's back, everybody. So let us know in the comments how you felt about nunchucks. The next short story is There's Someone Under the Bed. Sometimes the very short ghost stories are the best, and this tale from Reddit via BuzzFeed tells the story of a father putting his young son to bed. I began tucking him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for this amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's someone on my bed." Woo! Wow, everybody. So that was right. That was a short story, but just that last sentence can send a chill up your back. So let us know how you feel about There's Someone Under the Bed. Our next one is called The Chair. This short tale starts benignly enough with a friendly seeming ghost playing with children, but when you learn the origins of the ghost and just why the ghost is moving the object around the room, it quickly gets a lot creepier. This is submitted via Reddit by Scoop Whoop. So here we go. When my sister Betsy and I were kids, our family lived for a while in a charming old farmhouse. We loved exploring its dusty corners and climbing the apple tree in the backyard. But our favorite thing was the ghost. We called her Mother because she seemed so kind and nurturing. Some mornings, Betsy and I would wake up, and on each of our nightstands, we find a cup that hadn't been there the night before. Mother had left them there, worried that we'd get thirsty during the night. She just wanted to take care of us. Among the home's original furnishings was an antique wooden chair which we kept against the back wall of the living room. Whenever we were preoccupied, watching TV or playing a game, Mother would inch that chair forward, across the room, towards us. Sometimes she managed to move it all the way to the center of the room. We always felt sad putting it back against the wall. Mother just wanted to be near us. Years later, long after we moved out, I found an old newspaper article about the farmhouse's original occupant, a widow. She'd murdered her 2 children by giving them each a cup of poisoned milk before bed. Then she hung herself. The article included a photo of the farmhouse's living room with a woman's body hanging from a beam. Beneath her, knocked over, was that old wooden chair, placed exactly in the center of the room. Whew, did it get colder in here or is it just me? Wow, everybody. That's interesting. Like, as I was reading that, I could feel the little goosebumps on myself. So let us know how you felt about the chair. And our final short story for this episode is The Ghost at Home. In one of my favorite short ghost stories, a man thinks that he loses his phone and someone is playing a trick on him. Turns out there is someone playing with him, but it's a ghoul rather than a person. And this was submitted via Reddit by BuzzFeed. Last night, a friend rushed me out of the house to catch the opening act at a local bar's music night. After a few drinks, I realized my phone wasn't in my pocket. I checked the table where we were sitting at, the bar, the bathrooms, and after no luck, I used my friend's phone to call mine. After 2 rings, someone answered, gave out a low, raspy giggle, and hung up. They didn't answer again. I eventually gave it up as a lost cause and headed home. I found my phone laying on my nightstand right where I left it. Wow. Just ponder on that for a moment and imagine if that was you in that situation, everyone. Not a good feeling. Well, I thank you all, and I thank you for taking the time out of your busy day or night to come and share and be a part of Spooky Story Times with Taz and Philly. I hope that you're all able to have a good night. I want you all to try to take it easy and keep it breezy.